Harley-Davidson has announced the remaining 2023 models today, and I watched the presentation. It was a little different presentation this year than the last few years. One of the things that struck me right away was that this thing was only 18 minutes long. The last couple years, they've been more like 40 minutes long. So the presentation was shorter, more to the point, got right into the motorcycles pretty quickly, and I think that's probably a good thing. I don't know. It's something I've complained about in the past, so I should think it's a good thing, right? After watching the launch, I think there's 5 things we need to talk about. Let's get into it. 1. New models. Well, they announced the Road Glide 3. Yes, this is the freewheeler with the Road Glide fairing. If you guys didn't know, I did a video on this a few days ago. Someone leaked some information to me. They thought this was coming. I even did a little mock-up of what I thought it would look like. Now, the Road Glide 3 is actually a blacked out engine and has different wheels, but I think I got pretty good there. I think I was pretty close. What do you guys think? The Road Glide 3 is 14 pounds heavier than the standard freewheeler. So that's all the weight you're picking up from that fixed fairing. It does come with a boombox audio system and GPS navigation. And the price tag is about $3,000 higher than the regular freewheeler. So you go from $30,000 to $33,000 if you're interested in the Road Glide 3. I think this is a great addition to the lineup for those people who are interested in the trikes. And when I did my video about it, I made a comment about some people go to trikes due to health reasons, and some people were offended by that because they said they just prefer a trike. They like having a trike. There's not anything wrong with them. They could ride a two-wheeler if they want to. I didn't mean to offend anybody. And you know what? You got to have thick skin. You ride whatever you want to ride. I'll ride what I ride. I get jokes all the time about another black street glide, but it doesn't let me stop from riding what I want to ride. So you do you, I'll do me. But I didn't intend to offend anybody there, and I didn't mean to imply there was something wrong with you if you chose to ride a three-wheeler. Now that we got that cleared up, let's move on. Now this one we were expecting. It's the Nightster S. Now when I poured through the specs to see what all was different, one of the things that stood out to me on the spec sheet, it says it's 2 inches shorter and 2 inches taller. It has the same rake, and it has the same size wheel. So that's a little confusing to me. Seat height was slightly different, but really, it's pretty much the same bike, except it gets the TFT display that is on the Sportster S, and because it has that display, TPMS is also a standard feature along with cruise control. You will pay about $1,500 extra for those features on the special versus the standard Nightster. So we now have the Nightster, and we've been calling it the Nightster S, but they also refer to it as the Nightster Special. So whichever way you want to refer to it, but $1,500 upgrade for that digital display, TPMS, and cruise control. ABS and other rider safety enhancement modes are standard. Now this next bike is not a new model exactly. It was last in the US in 2020, and it was the Breakout 114 at that time. And one of the big complaints about the Breakout was it had a 3.5 gallon tank. Well, they brought it back this year, and it's the Breakout 117. It's now running the Milwaukee 8 117 cubic inch motor, and they put a 5 gallon tank on it. So that should take care of a lot of the complaints that people were making about the fuel tank, and this bike is absolutely beautiful. It's probably my favorite out of the Softail lineup right now, and I would really like this bike in the Baja Orange paint set if anybody wants to gift one to me. Just saying. Throwing it out there so y'all know. Base price is $21,000. Of course, I think it's another $500 for that Baja Orange I want. 2. Anniversary models. So we actually have 6 anniversary models at the time of launch. 2 of them are Softail. You can get the Fat Boy and the Heritage with the Anniversary Heirloom Fade Red paint scheme and badging. On a Softail model, that anniversary package is going to run about $1,500 over the base price. Both of these Softail models do have chrome finishes only in the Anniversary Edition. We also can get a Road Glide Special, or if you prefer a Batwing, you can pick up a Street Glide Special as an Anniversary Edition. Again, the only color for the Anniversary models is this Heirloom Fade Red, and it's going to run you about $2,900 over the base price on either of these models. These motors do come in black finishes only for the Anniversary Edition. Now, if you want a full touring bike with the trunk, they offer the 2023 Ultra Limited as an Anniversary Edition, but it's a chrome motor only option, and it's a $3,000 upgrade for the Heirloom Red Anniversary Package over the base price. If you are one of those people that ride three-wheelers and you really want an Anniversary Edition, they are offering it on the Tri-Glide this year, but you will pay $4,800 for that special paint set and the badging for it on a Tri-Glide. And I believe it's a chrome engine finish also. Now, I said if you wanted a full touring model, they offered it in the Ultra Limited. Those are the non-CVO Anniversary Editions. Number 3 is the CVOs. And we only have one this year. And it is a CVO Road Glide Limited Anniversary Edition. So the only CVO offered at this time is an Anniversary Edition paint set only, and it's only the Road Glide. Now that really shocked me. One CVO model only. There are going to be more CVOs coming. I don't understand why they were not available, at least to show images, even if they said they would be shipping later or something else, but they were not in the announcement, and I find that very strange. But if you got to have that Road Glide Limited Anniversary Edition CVO, well, $52,000. Yep, that's it. Like I said, it's the only CVO there's offering at the time of the launch. It's the only thing on the website, only thing they talked about in the launch video today. 4. What we didn't see. The Pan American 975 was not mentioned. I saw nothing that even looked like it might be teased. They did talk about some packages, including a package they're offering for the Pan America and the Street Glide and some of those things, but there was no mention of the Pan American 975, which we know was intended to be a 2022 model. So it's dropped off the radar completely. No hint of it at the launch. I've already had comments since I did my video on it a week ago saying it's dead. Something happened. There was a reason why it didn't come out in 2022, and we won't see it in 2023. I hope that's not true. I hope maybe there was just an issue and they're getting that resolved. Maybe fine-tuning this thing, trying to really make it right for the middleweight adventure segment, trying to get their specs and their numbers where they need to be competitive. I don't know. I'm still hopeful that it'll come out. The Pan American 975 was a bike I am actually considering purchasing. The other bike that was not mentioned at the launch that people have been talking about is the Electric Glide Highway King. Now, people think this is going to be based off of a 1960s model, that was originally released by Harley Davidson. It's an early, I think it was maybe one of the last pan heads. But anyway, here's a picture of what that bike looked like. HD Vibe has a video out where he shows a prototype of what he thinks this bike's going to look like. He found at a dealership somewhere, I think overseas. So if you want to know what it looks like, go check that out. Because that bike was not released today, I think that means it's going to be a limited edition version like the Arctic Blast was, limited set, 500 or 1,500 of them, or it's going to be an icon model. But somehow the VIN number or the call signs for that all got published early, so it's already been leaked out. We'll have to wait and see what happens with it, but I think they're going to take the Road King platform, put a 114 in it, we can tell that from the carb stuff, and make it retro look like this Highway King, and that's probably maybe a special model for the 120th year only or something. Like I said, kind of like the Icon model or a special edition. And then maybe the Road King will come back in the future with the 114 after they do this for the 120th anniversary. Now that'd be okay. 5. What's canceled? Well, we already knew the Sportsters were canceled. I mentioned early on that they might get rid of the 107, and if they did, that would be, doomsday for the Electric Glide and for the Road King, unless they got upgrades. They didn't do away with the 107, but the Electric Glide and the Road King Standard are gone. Those bikes are gone. They are not listed right now. Everything we see indicates they are not going to be, a mid-year launch or come out later or anything else. Looks like those are gone for 2023. If something changes with that, I'll give you guys an update, but that's the 5 things I think you guys really need to know about the 2023 launch for Harley Davidson. I already did a video on the carryover models, so you can go check that out. I'll leave a link to that right here. All right, guys, you take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.